And good morning. Welcome to Tadpoll. Almost said sports talk here because we're at a different location this morning. We're on the road, and I mean we're really on the road. We're on the railroad this morning. We're down here at the Clark event, and we're looking forward to talking with Bill Schick about what's going on. The engineers are back. Mike and Merlin are back there ready to run the trains, and we're looking forward to doing everything. We're going to let you know when you at home come out and see this in person, which is really great, Bill. We appreciate you getting a little time off from school to come over here, right? Mm-hmm. You had a chance to direct the band this morning?
Yes.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
You missed the band, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll also be talking with Angie Wells, and she'll be talking about what's coming up the rest of before Christmas for the chamber, and also we'll be talking with Tracy Garner about the Christmas dinner they had. Maybe you can hear in the background the train running a little bit, and we may be having something coming up here. Well, Bill, let's talk a little bit about how long have you been doing this?
Well, probably about 10 years, I think.
Wow.
I've been hopping with it.
How'd you get involved in it?
Well, we'll let this go up here.
Here we go. What is that? Is that the
There's the Polar Express.
Does it have a horn on it? All right. The Polar Express. Have you ever watched that movie?
Yes, I have.
I watch it every night.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the best movies, you know, and the way it is and how the kids react. I mean, it's a beautiful movie. And Tom Hanks, you know, is a conductor. It's great. I watched it last night because it was going to come on here. So it's just outstanding. So this is one of the trains you have.
Yeah, this Polar Express, this runs by remote control. Okay, so Mike's running this so he can walk around out here any place in the building.
Really?
And he can run the train.
Wow.
Okay.
Man.
And so that's something new that we have that's really neat.
So you always have new things out here. You know, you might turn on the Ferris wheel back there.
Sure. Last year we just had it sitting on the table, and then I think Mike and Merlin was out here about till midnight, right before our train show the next day for our Christmas shows, and it plays 29 Christmas songs and 29 popular songs of the 20s and the 30s.
Wow.
And you can adjust the volume on it to however.
Sure.
However
Can you hear that? Is that picking that up too? Okay. All right. This is amazing. I always get so excited. Growing up, I always wanted a Lionel. That was what I wanted as a kid at Lionel. And then the war came, and the Lionel went to war effort, and you couldn't get Lionels during the Second World War. They didn't make them, but they made cardboard ones. Have you heard of that?
I saw some of those. Yes.
Yeah, I had some cardboard you punch out, and they weren't anything like the real thing. So, but that's what they did during the Second World War, to war effort. They went to making whatever for the war. They didn't make trains anymore, so they came back. That was really, really important. Lionel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Tad, last year at this time we had 261 cars and engines and cabooses. Okay. A couple weeks ago, Mike found out on the internet that there was a gentleman down in Dodge City that was selling his collection, and so we took a trip down there, and we purchased 22 cars from him and engines that we didn't have here. And he saw where they was going to, and so gave us a really good deal on them because he said they was going to a good home and would add to our collection. And then Bruce Crow down in Stockton, Stockton had a building set up where they had the little end trains, which is about this big, and then they had the HO, which is half this size, and so he contacted the Huck Boys Center and CNR Railroad, and half of the collection come to us, and then the other half went to Ellis.
Wow.
And so we've been down there putting that collection together and bringing it back. And last night, before I went home, we was cleaning them, and some cars, just to clean the tires on them, when we picked them up, it took 3 hours just to clean the tires. You have to take rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip and just go around until you get each wheel until you get the black off of it.
What's the black? What's that come? Where's the
that
black?
That comes off the track here.
But I mean, what makes the black?
Just from the electricity and things like that
all right.
going through there.
Wow.
And so so we've been cleaning all them, so we have everything clean for our train
Sure.
shows that are coming up. And there was 5 boxes that had new cars in them, and I didn't know what was in there. And when I opened them up, here they was sitting right here.
Wow.
And these are Christmas ones, and there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancing.
Wow.
There.
I suppose, I'm sure there's the other 5 are out there somewhere, aren't they? That's amazing.
We're gonna check and see maybe if Rudolph is the engine.
Okay,
you
well,
know,
hey, that's a
and
good idea.
See if
No,
that's
these-
there, but we're
these-
gonna add those to the collection. And then we also have the 2013 and 2011 Lionel Dealer collection cars.
Sure.
That come in here. So those are some of the new ones that we've purchased. Right now, we have 151 engines in our collection. We have 293 cars and 43 cabooses. So we have 487 cars, engines,
Units,
and cabooses.
wow.
So almost 500 cars, engines, and cabooses that are here. And we spend every Sunday out here. There's me and Mike James and Merlin Schick, and then Brian Arment comes out, and Jeff Worth comes
Wow,
out,
what
and we spend about 3 hours every Sunday afternoon just cleaning.
That's a labor of love there.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then most of them can they take the engines apart, and they clean them and oil them and grease them, and it takes us about a year to go through everything, and then after the Christmas shows, then we'll start over again.
Get them already. You have every once in a
keep
while. You
it-
have a glitch, don't you? You have glitches out there.
Oh
don't
yes,
you?
there's always glitches. Last year during one of the Christmas shows, one of the transformers went out, and so Merlin was able to switch that transformer out and put a new one in, while the rest of them kept the other cars going, and so nobody knew what was going on. And the switches are from the 50s, and so sometimes the switches work,
Sure.
and sometimes they don't. And sometimes you might be going around with your cars, and like we were just a second ago, there's a little piece of the track that had come unsoldered, you know, so you have to do that. So there's, as much as we're using them anymore, there's always something going on that you have. And Mike built a test track back there so that we don't have to bring them out here and set them on the track. We can test them back there and get everything going.
Where you gonna? Have you added the new cars? You got?
They're sitting back
Where are you gonna
behind.
put those?
We're working on it. Okay, we're gonna move.
We're going around the space.
We're
here.
gonna move a few things around back
Okay.
there, and I think that we've got places figured out how we're gonna set everything.
Is electric trains? Is that still a big Christmas item?
I think
It used to
so.
be really big. Everyone wanted a bicycle. The girls at that time wanted a doll, the Barbie dolls, and boys wanted an electric train. And everyone had electric train around the Christmas tree on Christmas morning.
Yeah, but I think trains are still very, very popular with the kids, and when the kids come out here, they just go crazy over seeing the trains if they've never been in here before.
And you don't have to be a kid to like trains.
No.
As you three here are the ones that help you. It's amazing. I always wanted, I had some HO, I had a lot of HO stuff. I never really got it set up, and then you ran out of time and everything, just couldn't do it. But I always wanted to set up kind of a train. Nothing, of course, like this. This is amazing.
Some of the trains, things that we brought up from Stockton, the HO is pretty much going to the Ellis Train Club, because that's what they
That's the
use
HO down
to
there.
keep. And then we have some N trains, which is about this tall, little
know.
bitty ones, and the track is set up on a piece of plywood that you can move, and so there's 2 different setups there. And so what the plans are is to, in the foyer of the lobby out there, when there's activities or something going on, then we'll have the little bitty
Out there,
train
sure.
moving out there
Those-
in the glass, so they'll be out of the road, but still people will be able to see them out there.
I thought of doing ends. They run pretty good though, just like do you
Just
have
like- yeah.
switches and stuff
Yes.
and everything? Wow.
They have that all. That's all set up out there.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You know, we're very thankful, and that Bruce thought of us and,
Sure.
and is donating that collection to us, so that
Okay, very
so
good.
we have that out here. And Another thing I wanted to talk about was that we have a penny machine over here that it has a one of the pennies that you can crank out is of the icing house that we have. There's another penny that has Bill standing behind his camera with the cover over the top of him, like he always did. And then we have like a Rock Island rocket, more modern train. And then we have a steam locomotive that says the Huckleberry Line. And when Huck was working on bringing when the Rock Island Railroad went bankrupt, then he helped form the Mid-State Port Authority here. And that was a group of people that worked to keep the railroad going through southern Nebraska, northern Kansas, and eastern Colorado. And then after they got formed, then they worked hard to bring Kyle Railroad here to Phillipsburg. So we always had rail service. And in the newspaper, he had his column every week letting people know what was going on was the Huckleberry Line. And then the Chamber of Commerce gave Huck it's over here on the stand, a citation in recognition of all the work he did to keep the railroad, and it has the Huckleberry Line. So that's what we used for our fourth coin to use. And this summer there was a gentleman from Oregon that called Paul and wanted to know when we would be out here because he wanted to get pennies, and he stopped out here one afternoon when we told him that we'd be here, and we was going to run the trains for him, and he didn't want to see the trains, so that was good. But he takes his vacation every year and goes to a different state and collects pennies, and they have a website set up called pennymachine.com, I believe is what it is, and it tells where all the pennies machines are in each state. And so he maps out where he's going and goes to each one of those places and gets his pennies in. He has a book of each state, and he must have a special way to do it because he printed out one penny, didn't come out how he wanted, so he went out and got another penny to come in because he probably has it a certain way that he wants them all stamped out. But we thought that was really neat.
Did he do all 4 pennies? Did he do all 4?
He got all 4 pennies, and has a book. He has his Kansas book and Colorado book, and that's just what he does.
Amazing.
So we thought that was really, really neat. Now we have our train shows coming up on Friday, December the 27th, and Saturday, December the 28th. And they're going to be from, on Friday night, it's going to be at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, it'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we want you to call out here to the Huck Boyd Center and make reservations. So, because we can only get so many people in here. Yeah, and
what's the number?
The number that you call is 543-5535.
5535. 543-5535. Be sure you get your appointments because you get full, you can't get in and watch it. It's worth, you can just tell it's amazing.
And they'll last, the train shows will last about 45 minutes to an hour. And what's really cool is when you get here, you go into the auditorium and they'll have the screen down and they'll run a video of Bill talking about his train, so you'll be able to see that. And then you come here and you'll have to get your train tickets punched so that you can come in. And then we have the CNR Railroad hats now that we give to all the kids that can get those. So we're getting everything set up really well out here.
Okay. All right, give me a tune again here on the. Wow, where's that? That's the big one back there.
So I think we're probably ready to run the train.
Okay, all right, there goes the Polar Express. Okay, now how do you want to do this?
We'll just let them run it.
Okay, all right. I don't know what's on the screen there, so you just kind of have to. That's the one I want you to run.
The Santa Fe is going out there.
That's the one I wondered, because I grew up on the Santa Fe line. That was a favorite, the Super Chief and the Chief line.
There's your Polar Express.
Wow. Coming the other way now. It's now going the other way. That's amazing. That was all done underneath, right? Not the smoke.
And they're going to fill it up with water, Tad.
Okay. Wow. Look at that. Here we go. Is that picking up? Oh, it sounds like. Wow. The Polar Express is, like I said, one of my favorite. I think Mike can run that from anywhere. Okay, what happened to the Santa Fe? Is it coming?
He's trying. They parked the Santa Fe back around now. Here comes the Rock Island Rocket.
Okay. And you can see this in person Friday and Saturday, next week from tomorrow and Saturday.
Tad, while they're going back through the mountain range, they have to practice this a lot because each one of those engines, their power source is in a different place. And so that when they go from one transformer to the next, they've got to have the right speed going. So they spend hours out here practicing to make sure they run. And we always try to let, when people, probably not at these train shows for Christmas, but if people come out, we always let the people, if they want to run them, we let them go up there and run them. And Mike and Merlin and Brian and Jeff, they real good showing them how to run everything, you know. And most people, the adults can't believe that we let other people actually touch these, but we think it's very important that they get a play with something like this.
So the Rock Island is climbing the mountain over there.
It's going to be coming out right over there. And there comes the Polar Express the same time through that tunnel like that Polar Express.
I don't know how you keep track of where they're all going. What happened to the Santa Fe trail?
It's parked back behind underneath the mountain range. We've got different tracks back there that they can pull one in and then they can bring another one out.
As long as how do they know where everything is?
We have, they practice it. We have, I think, 22 trains, different trains set up out here that we can run.
And everyone runs?
Yes. If there's something here that doesn't run, we
Make it so
either
it
fix
does.
it or we send it in. And we had an expert come down from Lincoln, Nebraska, and he was going to spend like maybe 10 minutes here, look at our trains, and he works on them if the boys can't get it fixed. And he's ended up spending about 6 hours here.
Wow.
And said this goes with this, this goes with this. He said he would take the CNR Railroad collection on a scale of 1 to 100, with 100 being high, put it at a 97.
Wow.
Okay. He
That's
said
pretty
there's no engines or anything to add. Where the coal cars are over there, he would like us to make a conveyor belt, because the coal cars turn, and then you can dump it in there and go up through the conveyor belt and come back down. And then the Southern Pacific and the Burlington Northern, that's a double-decker car, and he would like us to put them up above the showcase and have them plugged in where there's lights and it looks like they're running. And he said if we did those two things, our train collection would be at 100. Wow. You know something else that's neat here at the CNR Railroad? We have 136 lanterns. Okay.
That's amazing, lanterns.
And we have 162 timetables, and at Stockton we got some more, so that's going to be close to 200 timetables. The oldest one that we have is an 1879 Burlington Railroad timetable. So that's there. Then we have 2 messenger poles, and when people come out for that, I'll show them.
Okay, sure.
Show them how that goes.
Can you bring the Santa Fe around here?
Yeah, I was gonna bring another car around here.
Okay, now we also like to bring our grain cars around here, and we pull them out here. And
we got corn and wheat and milo in them.
yeah, and one time Bill, he told us that there was some society ladies that was out here, and they told him he had a mouse out here on his track, and he said, I don't have no mouse out there. And when they left, sure enough, there was a mouse that was sticking his head out around one of those windows. So Bill, he went and bought a bunch of mouse traps, and he caught that mouse. Well, I was cleaning out here one day and coming through the tunnel there, and Merlin had stuck a mouse inside the grain car there, and I about hit the ceiling, and so we put that in there, and the little kids are always standing around here, you know, and that's the first thing they see is that mouse that was in there. But you know, Bill always was looking for fun things to do, you know, so that's what he did there.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's the grain. So how long have you been? About 10 years? You've been
I think
involved?
it's been about that long.
You grew up in Phillipsburg, so you know you had the Rock Island rocket. You know all about the.
Oh,
rocket.
we'd always go up there on about 4:30 at night and watch it come in. Yeah, and Pete, along the railroad tracks, everybody'd have their cars parked just to watch the train come in and see who was going to get off of there. You got the special one, Merlin?
Tanner's on the Santa Fe.
Yeah, if you bring the Santa Fe one down, then the special one, and it's amazing because in Garden City, Santa Fe, the chief, the super chief, and the El Capitan didn't stop in Garden. They had stopped in Dodge. I mean, they were just because they were the fast ones.
Here,
It's amazing. I don't know how to keep track of what train is where.
And if you look back there's 3 parked under the mountain range here. There's 2 back over here, another one back there.
I keep coming around here. We can get on Santa Fe and Dodge City, all the way to Texas.
There's a double switch over there, so Merlin took it instead of going through the passenger line.
Yeah.
He switched that so that he could come out here on the freight line now.
This is the freight line out here.
Yes.
Well, I'll be
So he's able to bring that train and bring it clear down here.
Wow, okay.
And again, you got to practice so you know how fast to go
how you
through
know
that.
where the trains are. Okay, here we go. Okay. Man, sometimes they come through with 4 units on them, you know, and of course the baggage car, way back then, he had passenger trains about every hour or every, you know, they were steam, and I'm talking about the 30s and 40s now. And they called them pigs and people because they had 2 cars that had people, and the rest of them had cattle and pigs and stuff on them. They called them, and they stopped at every town, you know. And the super chief and the chief and the El Capitan, like I said, they just stopped at Dodge City and Salina, or Great Bend. They go through Salina, Topeka, actually because of the. They went fast. They went very fast. You could leave Garden City at 6 in the evening and be in Kansas City at 11 at night. It really moved.
The brick that you see out there on our thing, people at Science Solutions here in town. They went and took pictures of the Phillipsburg brick, and then used that as their pattern for the brick out here.
Wow.
So those are Phillipsburg brick that's out there on our on our line. Yeah, now that's pretty incredible. And then there's a lot of different. Bill had a lot of special effect things that we show people when they come out for that.
Okay, do you want to bring the special one in? Does this have a horn? It's really amazing.
He's gonna bring it up there and put it on the bypass line.
All right. Can you see that? Can you see it's going to go on? It's going to go on the track now.
You'll park it clear out of the road. Now, when we took over doing this, there was about 2 trains that would run, and Merlin and Mike spent hours and hours out here going 6 inches at a time because there's copper connections right here that keep the track together, and they got corroded, so they didn't work. Now here, this is the best train that we have coming out here, and this also runs by remote control. And here comes Thomas. And at Christmas time, Thomas is going to have his Christmas hat on, and he has a thing with his packages and things there.
What am I supposed to do with this? Run it?
Yeah.
Well,
Twist the red dial.
Now what do I do?
The red dial, the big red dial.
Okay.
Turn it.
Turn. Oh, okay.
So then look at your train and see what it's doing, Ted.
Oh, okay.
So you stop it.
Okay.
Turn it to the right.
Okay.
To the right. To the right.
Well, I want to reverse it. Let's
Okay.
see how that works.
And you're bringing right up here. That's what you're going to do.
Okay, all righty. Hey. I got a second child here right here now.
Whoa! Stop it.
What happened?
We come loose.
Okay.
Go fast,
That's the last time I'm let me run this train.
I'm gonna let you play, and I need to run back.
Okay, I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Bill. Thank you for coming. Okay?
It'll be all right.
Wow. I want to
And then
derail
your
it.
buttons on the bottom does your sounds.
Okay. Wow. Can that picture that? And the bell? Wow. That is amazing. As I can sit here and do this. Wow. And it's making noise, steam noises right now. Is it?
Correct. Yes.
Is it
The
picking that up?
Polar
It
does
is?
the
Wow.
same thing.
Okay, now. I have to hear the second. Okay, now, when we move it forward, I don't want to go too fast. Can we derail it?
You can, but
I won't go too fast. What do you want me to do with it?
just keep running.
Is it going up?
Just a little more. There you go. It'll go down through the tunnel, down underneath,
Okay.
and then it'll come back around by you.
It's underneath it's in the mountain. Come out the tunnel here.
Yeah, it'll come right back by you. You got to set on a good speed.
Wow. And you can see all this at a week from tomorrow night. Yeah, a week from tomorrow night.
Friday night.
Yeah, a week from
Week
tomorrow
from
night.
tomorrow night, yeah.
I'm a kid again. I'm here.
Doesn't matter what your age is.
I know. It really is amazing. Well, that's great. Wow.
Go ahead and fire him up and he'll just go back up the mountain. Go ahead and start him back up and good speed right there. Yep. And then he'll go down and come back in basically the same way that he comes. He'll go around and back up through the mountain.
I'll tell you. If I want, I can stop him in the yard there.
Yeah, sure can.
He's just waiting now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd ever run this last year. I didn't think he had a chance to run it last year. Yeah, okay. It's got a little grade down it. Get up. It was up on the grade level. Does it go uphill now? Yep.
I'll go to the back and I'll take him from there.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Mike. Okay. Oh, wow.
That's amazing, isn't it? We have a hidden treasure here in Phillipsburg.
It sure is. You know, it's amazing. This is the first time you've ever been out here, Tracy? Or you've been out here? I think most people, you know, free. I came out here, so if I'm here, we'll come out here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, Angie's with us. You need a break or anything? Okay. Angie's with us this morning to talk about some things. Going to the chamber. What's happening in the chamber?
Well, Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, we still have the punch cards going on until Monday. And so if you go shopping locally, which I hope you are, at those businesses, you can still get punch cards and be entered into the drawing. And we will draw on next Thursday, we will draw on the radio for that. And so we're really excited. And then I have a lot of cards in my spinner already that I picked up from different businesses.
Sure.
And also, I just wanted to remind everybody that tomorrow we have the Christmas lighting contest, the home lighting contest, and that ends tomorrow at noon.
Okay.
So please go on there and vote on Facebook, and you just, put your like on there, and then it will tally up the votes, and then we'll announce the winner tomorrow at noon.
Okay.
So we just got a lot of different things going on, and we're really excited about it. So. The downtown looks wonderful, I think, all the lights and the wreaths and last night I was with Santa at the event house, and so that was a lot of fun. We had some kiddos that really liked us and really didn't, so it was really neat.
It's funny how kids react to Santa. My granddaughter, first time we took her in Wichita, my son was in Wichita, and we took Megan, and she would not go near the Santa.
Really?
We could not get. Later on, she was all over Santa, But it's funny how different kids react to Santa Claus.
Yep, and some like Mrs. Claus and better than Santa, and some like Santa better than Mrs. Claus. So it just kind of depends. But speaking of that, we have Santa's mailbox outside the event house. So tomorrow at noon will be the last day that you can put your letters in to get a letter back from Santa, because he's going to be really busy, and the mail just may not be able to come.
I wanted Santa to come on this morning.
Oh.
If I'd have known he was downtown, I would have gone. Well, so I got. You know why he couldn't make it?
Why?
He's making 3 different Hallmark movies today.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
that he is
which adds
busy.
to that. Are you a Hallmark movie watcher?
Yes, I am.
I am too.
When I have time.
And you know, like I said, if you watch the last 5 minutes, you know what's going to happen.
Yep.
There's always the last break, something bad always happens.
Yep.
The last break, They break up, and she leaves town, he leaves town. And then it snows, always snows.
Yep.
And
Yep, there's always
there's
something.
a whole bunch of
isn't there?
things.
Yes.
Their countdown on the Christmas lights is always 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They do that,
I did that when we did the Christmas lighting.
sure.
We counted down, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, there's just a lot of good things going
Sure.
going on in our town and in Phillipsburg and Phillips County. And I want to thank everyone that has helped with the Christmas season, with the holiday season, because it's a lot of work, and I think it's just been wonderful. So 2019 is about ready to end.
Yeah.
2020, here we come.
I'm sure we'll see you
So,
next year.
well, I hope so.
We won't have a program next week, which
Right.
I'll be in Texas, but we'll do it 2 weeks from today. We'll have one the day after January 1st, so we
Okay.
can talk about some things then. And so ready for in fact, I already talked to Lance Munyon. He's going to bring some of the council on 2 weeks from today to look at 2019 and how things went in the city and plans for 2020. He's already said he'd be on the program
Good.
2 weeks from
Yes,
today.
the city has been amazing.
Yeah.
The county has really worked really hard. There's just a lot of things, a lot of organizations that have put a lot of time and effort into things in our town and our county, and it's just been, it shows. It really does show. So I'm proud of everyone, and you are amazing, and I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas
Well,
and a Happy New Year, since we won't, I hope I see you
Yeah,
before
I'll
then.
see you.
but
I'll see you before then.
Yeah,
A couple of questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
Did you want a Barbie doll? Or is that, were you that age? I don't know when the Barbie dolls, was that before you were a young girl?
Oh, I always wanted a Barbie doll, of course. Yeah, Barbie dolls were always a great toy.
Sure.
So, but I had this little baby that my mom gave me, and I don't know if you knew this. My family home burnt down 14 years ago, and so we lost everything inside there, like all my little toys and all that kind
Really?
of stuff was in the attic, you know, and I didn't ever bring it back to Phillipsburg. So I lost all those little toys and everything. But one thing that I did have, that I did bring with me when I moved to Phillipsburg, was this little baby doll that I had. And she's got, she looks like a real baby. She's got the soft little cheeks that you can pinch, and then you flip her over and her little bottom is soft, so you can flip
Okay,
that.
all
And
right.
she's just a little tiny baby doll, and I never let, she was mine, and I never, even though I had 3 girls and I have a granddaughter now, I still cannot let them play with that
Yeah, well,
baby.
sure,
Because
right.
that's the only thing that I have left from my childhood
Yeah.
that I have. So I don't know, when I die, maybe I'll be buried with that baby. I don't know, not really, but I don't know. But it's just special to me. So,
sure.
but yes, babies, played with Barbies, played with this. I mean, this.
Did you ever want to electric train?
You know, I never did,
See,
but I bet
back
my
then-
brother did.
Back then, boys were, and they didn't
Yes.
cross, you know, which was wrong, you know. Every girl had to have a doll, every boy had to have an electric
Right.
train, and they never crossed it, you know,
Right.
which was wrong. They should have let them do what they wanted, you know.
Right. But this is amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. So if you've not been here, like I said, this is a hidden treasure here
Sure,
in
it
Phillipsburg.
is, it is.
And the gentlemen that work on
I
it,
know,
the
that's
people that work
yeah.
on it, they put so much time and effort in it, and you can tell that they do, and they
Sure.
do an amazing job. And so I give them a round of applause
Yeah.
because it's
Labor of
clean
love,
and
it
so
is.
nice.
They like doing it. and-
Yes.
so,
Yes,
It's amazing.
they do. My son came out here and helped one day, and he just thought this was amazing. So, but then time, you know,
Sure.
you kind of just get away from yourself. So,
Sure. okay,
yeah.
All righty.
But
Well, anything special for Christmas? You do anything for Christmas?
I'll be here.
Okay.
Grandson's going to be in a Christmas program on Christmas Eve, so we'll go out to Stuttgart for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Christmas with family, and I'm hoping my mom gets to come up for Christmas
Sure.
this year. And so just a lot of things. I wish my children would tell me what they want for Christmas, but they're at that age where they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
You
yeah.
know, they get and maybe you're different, but
No.
we're at that time where when we want it, we go buy it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to wait for a special holiday or a birthday or a Christmas or something. We just go and buy it. And so it's really hard to find that special thing for someone.
I'm at that time where everything now anymore. And the grandkids, I get them gift cards, you know.
Yes.
That's the easy thing. I have
Yeah.
no idea what they want.
Right.
And they're appreciative of that because that lets them go get what they want. So,
Yeah, but you still want, I mean, I want things, so they're still young enough where I want them to open something under the tree, but I think it's going to be more towards the grandkids. Going to be the fun part of it. So, but it's all fun. It's a
You
great
remember
time.
any favorite Christmas thing?
Favorite Christmas thing?
That you got for Christmas or anything?
Probably my baby doll that I was
Okay,
talking
all right,
about.
yeah, obviously,
Yeah,
all right.
that's probably the most memorable and special thing that I got.
My senior year, I'm going to tell you, I thought I may have told this, but my senior year, I had a great Christmas. My mother remarried after my dad died, and she'd remarried. And I beautiful Christmas. A lot of things I wanted as a senior in high school, and we're putting the papers away and everything. And boy, this is really neat. And my stepdad could have said, I think there's one more thing. And I said, what? He said, why don't you, here, he handed me car keys. And I went, and they bought me, this was a 1950, they bought me a 1934 Ford.
Wow.
That was, really ran well, and I didn't have a car, I didn't know how to drive. Stick shift, can you imagine me on Christmas Day trying to learn to drive a stick shift? I mean, it took me 3 weeks before I could back up. I never, everywhere I went, I parked so I could go forward, so I didn't have to back up.
Right. That was an amazing gift.
It was,
It was.
and it was a kind of a buckskin color, and everyone called it the buckskin Ford around town.
Oh.
And I took that to college. I had it in college 2 years.
Wow.
And it ran well.
Do you know where that car is now?
I have no idea.
Nope.
where.
Nope.
Well, I blew a rod on it going up a hill south of Jetmore. One coming back from Hayes one night. I'd driven up to Hayes to see my wife to be, and I was coming back on a Sunday night about midnight, and I blew a rod, and so they had to tow it, and so I ended up with the next one was a 40 Plymouth, I think.
Oh,
So something like that. Anyway. But anyway, yeah.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
That was neat.
But it was, I wasn't expecting it. It was a special thing. So,
Yeah,
okay, well, enough of that. But I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Well, I hope
too.
you do too, and I hope everyone out there has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. And just wanted to tell everyone thank you for helping Phillipsburg Chamber of Main Street out and Phillips County CVB. It's just been a great year.
One more question. You ever ride a train? Have you ever been on a train?
No, I have not.
Everyone should ride a train at least once.
We need to take a trip. We should take a trip. That's what we should do. We should
Okay,
take a
well,
trip.
I tell you, you get a bunch of people together to go to New York on the train.
Oh, I don't know about New York, but what we can go up to Holdridge and we can get on and we can go up to Omaha or
Okay,
something like
all right,
that.
all
That would
right.
be
Sure,
fun.
right,
So
yeah.
you can tell us all about it. That
All
would
right,
be.
there's
We'll just do
nothing-
it live on My Phillips County Online. So we'll just take a trip. We should do that.
That'd be fun to do
It
that.
would be fun.
Everyone, of course, the thing comes, they still come in there 2 in the morning. Yeah, it still comes in at 2 in the morning, I think.
Really?
But it's never on time, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Amtrak never's on time. But
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, maybe a short trip. I don't know about New York, but we'll go on a short trip. So let's plan on that.
Okay.
That's a goal for 2020.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we'll.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thanks. You have a Merry Christmas.
You
Thanks
too.
for coming on all day. We'll see you next year.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, just go on now. No breaks, I guess. Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Good morning. How are you
Good
doing?
morning. Good morning.
Okay, Eddie, do you have any Christmas stories to tell?
Oh man, I was listening to yours and Angie's Christmas stories, and I thought they were pretty sweet. But if you were to ask me my favorite
Sure.
Christmas present, then it's kind of the favorite Christmas present I ever got was when my father-in-law, right after my husband and I married, he decreed a no present Christmas holiday. And so the whole family, we didn't do Christmas presents. What we got together and did acts of kindness for other people.
Wow.
And all the money that we would have put into buying Christmas presents that year, we pulled together and we did some pretty incredible things together. That was kind of fun. That was
sure.
really neat. So
That's what it's all about.
yeah, and I think that was the second year, my husband's and my second Christmas together. It was really nice because it was right after he got back from overseas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that was a good memory.
it sure is, because
Yeah.
that's, and they say that's what it's all about.
It really is,
You know,
yeah.
Presents are great and family together and all that. But
Well, I like to think of it as being Jesus with skin on.
Sure, mhm.
That for Christmas. That's kind of what I like to think of it as. And I hope I'm Jesus with skin on it all the time, but, you know,
Sure.
but I'm human.
Sure.
I fail.
Have you ever ridden a train?
I have ridden a train. I got to ride from La Junta, Colorado to Toledo, Ohio on the Amtrak, and it took almost 2 days to get, you know, to do the train ride. But in all the stops along the way, it was really neat to see all the little towns that the Amtrak stopped in and the people that came in. And the atmosphere on a train is so different
is.
than any other mode of transportation.
Well,
People really talk.
Strangers.
Strangers.
You can go back and get some pop, and you know, you can go to the diner. I love
They
the
have
diner.
a dining car.
The diner.
And then the sightseeing car, which is usually right over top of the diner. So yeah, that was.
You mentioned you got on La Junta. You were on your Southwest Limited then, all the way to Chicago, and then on Lakeshore Express, right?
Well, I couldn't tell you all those details, but yeah, probably so.
Yeah, because you see the La Junta, that used to be the Santa Fe line from,
That's
from
right.
Chicago all the way down to LA, and it went through Garden and Dodge and through La Junta and New Mexico and all those places.
Okay.
So that was that before it became the Lakeshore Express. Then goes from New York up through Albany and all and Akron and down through to New York. It goes to New York
Well,
City.
I do know that the building said that Santa Fe on the building, but it did say La Junta and then the Santa Fe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so,
so it
yeah,
was-
that is.
Took it, yeah. I rode trains a lot.
I only did it twice there from La Junta. So yeah.
I'm going to tell one more story about it if I can. I've told this before. People they don't believe that my mother let me do this. When I was 12, I got on the train by myself in Garden City, went all the way to Kansas City, changed trains, got on Missouri Pacific, went to St. Louis, still by myself, stayed in St. Louis for a week at a hotel. I went back to see the Boston Red Sox. In the summertime, I went back to see the Boston Red Sox. That's when the St. Louis Browns were in St. Louis. There's no Browns anymore. They went to Baltimore.
Yes, they did.
But and so I see the Browns. I saw Ted Williams and the Red Sox by myself a whole week in St. Louis. Went to hop on the bus and go to the zoo or go out down the thing, and came back all by myself. 12 years old, and 46. People said, I said, well, it's terrible that the parents will let you do that. Well, it's just my mother and me. But it was a different time then.
was.
I never felt threatened at all.
It was. I mean, it was a different time, even in the 70s.
Yeah.
Than today. We didn't have fear of our neighbors.
No,
We didn't.
sure.
Yeah, there was no stranger danger that we knew of. I'm sure it was present, but yeah, it was a different life, and I love that life. And honestly, I feel that way very much here in Phillipsburg. Angie was talking about how great our community is, and that's the way I feel about Phillipsburg. I feel like it is. Maybe some people think it's a step. It's backwards, or it's smaller.
Sure.
It's not the real world, is what some people say. But you know what? This is the world I choose, and this is where the community. My kids aren't afraid to go next door, to go across the street or across town. How many of us let our kids ride their bikes to the swimming pool? They don't do that in other towns. We have a wonderful town, Phillipsburg. Can you tell I love it?
I had opportunities to go to bigger cities when I was in my profession. I was happy. I've got my kids graduated from high school here.
Yep. I wish that my kids could have experienced Phillipsburg like I'm getting to.
Well, we're here talking about other things, and why
Yes.
the main reason I want you here is what's happening with your Christmas dinner.
Oh, Christmas dinner. It is roaring, and very soon the roasters will be bubbling, and we've got turkey, ham, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, green beans, hot rolls, and then all the wonderful flavors of Phillipsburg that the good cooks of Phillipsburg are bringing side salads in and desserts in. So there will be an abundance of food, and there'll be an abundance of seating there at the Assembly of God Church on Christmas Day from 11:30 in the morning till 1:30. Come and go, come and stay. We don't care. Just come and don't spend Christmas alone. Come and share.
Fellowship.
Yes.
And that's, to me, that's it's a good meal and everything, but the fellowship I
Yeah.
think is more important. And seeing people and like you say, don't be
Yeah.
by yourself.
We even have people calling to ask, can we just come help and help them? And of course we say yes,
Sure.
but also there's a lot of people who can't come. And we don't want you to miss out on a wonderful meal. Somebody will come visit you and bring you dinner if you aren't able to get to the Assembly of God. That way, nobody feels like they are unloved or untouched there on Christmas
Plenty
Day.
of parking.
Oh, yeah. We're even going to
That's
have
the biggest
golf
parking lot.
carts.
That parking lot's big enough for Royal Stadium. You know,
I don't know about that, but okay.
I mean, that's a huge parking
It is.
lot.
Well, that's why this year we talked about having golf carts so that when the older gentlemen drop off their beloveds at the door,
Sure.
they have to park clear at the back. Well, then we'll have a golf cart to
That's a
help
good
them.
idea. That's a great idea.
Take them to the door, and there'll be plenty of assistance getting from your car to the door. So, gentlemen, if you drop your wives off there at the door, there'll be somebody there that will
That's
help
a-
them
that's
get
a good
into
idea.
the door. So don't let that fear stop you from coming either.
All right, so that's Christmas Day,
Yes,
11:30
yes.
to 1:30. And again, if they want it served at home, they can call, right?
Yes, they can call me. My phone number is area code 214-557-9710. Again, that number is 214-557-9710. And we'll get those meals set up. I'll ask you your name, your address, your phone number, and how many meals you want.
Okay. Well, I don't have to ask you what you're going to do on Christmas Day.
Oh, no, I'm doing it on the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. Getting ready for greeting you for Christmas dinner. Sandy,
Who's peeling the potatoes? Are the guys peeling the potatoes?
oh,
or-
we have a whole crew of ladies coming in on the 24th
Okay.
for that. So, yeah. Thank
Alrighty,
you.
well.
Thanks, Tad, for calling me again and just asking me to come back.
Sure,
It's
I
always
appreciate you
enjoyable.
coming on. I always enjoy talking with you, and hope you have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
I will not
You
be.
too.
I will not be at the free meal. In the
Okay.
past, I haven't been there with my wife, or the kids were doing other things, but I will be in Texas. So.
You enjoy Texas. We'll miss you, though.
Okay, well, I'll miss being here because I always enjoy to see people there, you know, and you talk to them. Like I say, you can finish eating and still stay to 1:30, right?
That's right. You sure can. And if you stay after 1:30, you're welcome to help clean up.
Good point, Tracy. Tracy, thank you for coming
Thank
on
you.
this morning. We
Thank
hope a
you.
lot of people avail themselves. And yeah, I think you mentioned too, it's free. There is, if someone wants to maybe help, there is going to be a donation.
Oh, there is. Yes.
But I mean, don't feel obligated.
That's
I mean,
right.
Don't feel guilty.
100%
going past, yeah.
free.
Yeah. Okay. All right, fine.
Thank
you,
you.
Tracy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Well,
Merry Christmas.
do you want to run a train for me? What train you going to run for me?
We'll run the rocket.
Okay. It's amazing. Oh, I think we did we go off?
Yep.
I think we just jumped the track. Well, and now you're gonna see what happens. Is he gonna come fix it?
Yep.
Oh, now you're gonna see what happens here where they have something like this. Go on, Merlin. We're gonna get you on yet. Can you see Merlin? Get up there. Okay, this is what happens when you have a malfunction. Hey, this is great. You're getting the whole thing here, the whole gamut. Is that because of the switch? Is that what happened? The switch wasn't open or was closed or whatever? Oh, see, do you see the craftsman here getting it to go again?
Okay, Mike.
Okay, Mike's. There we go. You saw it here. Thank you, buddy. So we can train around. As I mentioned, we'll have a sports talk Saturday morning. Sports talk will be back at our regular location. We'll have both the girls and boys basketball coach on another wrestling event. We are going to do something special the first Saturday in January. We'll be at the Huck Boyd because we're going to have the young kids will be wrestling there. We'll be doing our show from out there.
High school.
And what?
High school.
High school? No, it's at Huck Boyd. They're going to wrestle at Huck Boyd. Yeah, they're going to wrestle at Huck Boyd up on the stage. So that'll be an opportunity, and we'll be talking with Andy about that too. That's what we're planning on having. That will be right next door here is where we'll be on that Saturday. We're climbing a hill now. Let's see what else. Oh, again, I did make every effort to get a hold of Santa Claus, and I feel bad about that because in the past I have, but he was just too busy. Like I mentioned, Rachel, do you watch any of the Hallmark movies? You don't watch them? Well, that's probably on the good side there because you get involved. I think we're having more problems with the train. Doing it? Cut it? Okay, I guess. Don't worry about it, Merlin. Okay. I appreciate you guys helping us today.
Anytime.
Great job.
We'd love to do it.
Okay, and anything special, Rachel, you're doing for Christmas?
Okay, Mike.
You can't see it, but she's shaking her head, so, okay. You have a Merry Christmas, Rachel. We'll see you Saturday with our sports talk. So, well, now we got the train running again, so again, we appreciate you joining us again a week from tomorrow night, and Saturday, a week from Saturday, you can come out and see these trains in action. I forgot the phone number, but anyway, look under Huck Boyd and call out and because they have so many people, they do need a reservation. So call if you have family coming in for the Christmas weekend. Be sure you bring with this because it is something perfect. Okay, that's going to do it. We'll see you Saturday morning on Sports Talk.